Hey YouTube, it's a nice winter's day out here. It's 21 degrees. The pond has frozen over, and we're able to walk on the pond, at least most of the pond. There's a section way back there in the middle that doesn't look like it's quite frozen all the way, but what I plan to do today is take the advantage of being able to walk on this ice, and I'm going to try to clear all the trees off of this dam. The overflow, emergency overflow, is over here. So I think I'm going to leave this tree because it's really not quite into the dam. But I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to clear all the trees down to that back corner along this dam. They've let this side, the pond side of this dam, go pretty bad. So some of these trees are good size. The back side of the dam they've actually cleared, and there's a few very small trees on that side, but it's been cleared in the last few years, so I shouldn't really have much to do on that side. So I plan on cutting these up into firewood and then hauling all the brush off to a brush pile. Let's get started. One thing we're going to do as we cut these trees down, we don't want these trees growing back, and we don't have to do this year after year. We got on our conservation website and we did some research, and they suggested some chemicals to prevent the trees from growing back, and this is one of the chemicals, this Tordon RTU, that they suggested. We picked this up at our local farm store back with the ag chemicals. Basically the way you do this, you just, after you cut the stump off, or at the ground, you apply this chemical to the fresh cut, and it has to be applied within like 15 minutes of when you cut it. And it has like a blue dye, so you can tell which ones you've applied it to. And this is supposed to soak into the root system and prevent any of the saplings from growing back off of the roots or off the stump. That tree's already dead. Shouldn't matter anyway. Alright. See how the ice holds up to this. All these roots on your dam are going to eventually eat through the other side. They're going to give a pathway for the water, from this side to the other side, and you eventually wash your dam out. It's not a good thing. That's why we got to get these trees off here. Well, we worked all day yesterday clearing this dam. and we worked right up till dark, so I had to come back today just to be able to actually get some footage of what it looked like. But you can see now the dam is clear. That little spot right there, that's where the overflow is, and that's where we had to dig out the overflow to get the pond down. But this side of the dam is now clear of trees. So I'm going to show you something. This is one of the things we ran into. These are honey locust trees, and these things have got huge thorns on them. And I mean, this is what they said they made the crown of thorns out of for Jesus. I mean, these things are nasty. And they ended up had about 6 of these trees on the dam, and for the last couple weeks I've been cutting these trees down all around the property, and it's painstaking work to try to pick up all the thorns and be real careful with them, because these will pop holes in tires and they could go through your shoe. These things are bad. So this may be a mistake. I didn't want to take the time with these, so this may be a mistake. But I've actually left all these honey locust trees, and all the other trees we hauled off to the brush pile, and then came back and cut the honey locust last. And we left all these trees out here on the ice. And like I said, this may be a mistake. But the idea, I guess, behind it is that I'm hoping that these will kind of settle somewhere. Maybe eventually waterlog and sink and become some kind of fish structure or something in the pond. But mainly I just the very top of this dam is a road to get to the back field, and I didn't want to have a chance of any thorns basically being on this road. Popping a tractor tire can be very expensive, and especially a fluid filled one, and I didn't want to take that chance. So we ended up dropped all the trees and pushed them in piles out on the pond, and we're hoping that they'll end up somewhere along the edge, or hopefully they'll waterlog and sink and become some kind of structure for the fish to live in. All the other trees that weren't honey locust trees, we actually cut them down first, and we took what we could make into firewood, and the rest of it we piled on this existing brush pile that you see here, and there's another one a little bit behind it. We suspect that these are brush piles that from the last time they cleared the backside of this dam, but the backside, you can tell, has still got some trees that are starting to grow up, and we can come back and tackle these later. But real happy to get the side that the water's on, to get that side done. There it is. That's what she looks like with no trees on it. Looks a lot better. Thanks for watching.